Time for another live stream from RobMotive. That's me. Anyway, I've decided I'm going to start doing live streams on Wednesday right around this time, 11 o'clock or so, quarter till 10:30. Right around there. Let's say right about 11 o'clock. Anyway, it is a gorgeous day here once again in South Texas. I think it's close to 70 degrees here. So the long sleeves, they might have to go. And yeah, I still do have the cutoffs on underneath the shirts because, it's what I like to wear. But anyway, I've been doing a little looking on the web. I keep checking to see how the 2024s are starting to propagate out there in the world, right? And there are, I think it's 22 that show up, of course, all in allocation, all in the build process. I mean, we know we don't have any down here yet anyway. And I haven't seen any delivered. Well, I take that back. I saw one sitting at a dealership somewhere inside their showroom. It's that magnetic gray metallic, I think, or it's gray, whatever they're calling it. And it looks pretty good. But I don't know if it's actually for sale. It might actually be sold. I don't know. Christopher, hey, Mr. Rob, more 2024s in my area. Oops, and then the comment disappears. I got to get over to the iPad so I can see the full duration of the comment. But anyway, I saw, like I said, 20, I think it's 20 or 22 of them available in my area. By the way, Kent, Washington is where Christopher said he's seeing them on the lot. Have you actually verified this, that they're on the lot? I haven't seen really any in any kind of quantity, except for that one, on a lot anywhere. But that'd be cool, and send me some pictures. I'd love to see it if you happen to be around there. Jeff Fielder, keep what you have. Kent, Washington, Christopher, yes. I'm going to keep what I have for a while, but I did find one, and I'm going to show you in a minute. I'm going to hold the iPad up because unfortunately I don't have 15 computers around where I can have everything up at the same time. But I'm going to show you the one that I like. Actually, this popped up as an allocated truck. It doesn't show sale pending, and it's not something I would buy, but it gives me a great idea of what I will buy, maybe, once the trim level that I want actually is available, which again, I don't think is going to be until probably late summer at best, probably more like fall is my guess. Let's see. Chris says, I sent the video of the gray one. I'll have to check it out. Edward Good. Breaking up video, not clear. Well, that's a bummer. I'm kind of, let me pull you guys out a little bit. I'm kind of in an area between a toolbox and love the way that it drove and all that. Looks like I'm freezing up. I don't know why I'm freezing. Back in, I think. I think we're going to kick back up here for a minute. Just give it a second. It should wind back up, I think. So we're on Wi-Fi now. Hopefully that'll get better. Aladdin. Yeah, that looks better already. Cool. Sorry about that. Let's see. Aladdin. Are you going to give me 3 wishes, man? I want 3 wishes. I can see you now. Thanks, Jason. I appreciate that. I switched the phone over to Wi-Fi. I'm using an iPhone for this. It seems to be the best way normally. Aladdin, I didn't expect prices to be that high. I got my 2023 off-road loaded for 43, and now it seems like 24 price hybrid, excuse me, I'm all choked up over the price, is gonna be close to 60K. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. That's what it kind of sounds like out there in the world. We'll see. Jason, I can see you now. Again, thank you. I appreciate that. Doc Harper, are you located in the Rio Grande Valley? I am. I am in deep South Texas. Edward Good, much better. Thank you, Edward. I appreciate that. So anyway, I'm going to flip the iPad around in a minute. I'm going to take myself off of the comments, at least on the iPad, not on the video. And I'm going to show you this truck. It popped up, like I mentioned, on when I did the search. And I hadn't seen this combo for the 2024s yet, except for the Trail Hunter. And it's kind of following that same theme, and I really do like it. But I'd have a problem getting this truck. It's black, number one. I live down here, as someone mentioned, in the Rio Grande Valley in South Texas, and it gets hot. And having a black vehicle, like the short time that I had the Tundra, was pretty darn hot, man. Let's see. Greg McMillan. There's a few Tundras at my local dealer here in Canada, and I saw a 2023 Tacoma TRD Pro at that dealer that someone traded in. No new Tacomas yet. Yeah, I'm not seeing any either. You know, I did a video. It was a drive-through of the dealership in my area about, I don't know, a few days ago, a week ago, and they had like nothing. I think there might have been one new, maybe. I'm not sure it was new. Tacoma on the lot, and that's all they had. No 2024s, of course. And then when I spoke to the sales guys, they said they weren't going to be getting any in until March, the end of March. So that kind of sucks. And that tells you what that allocation thing where it says in the build phase or whatever, you know, it says that for my dealership too, but they're not going to have any until March. So it can be quite a while, I guess. Jason Roy, I can see 2024 Tacomas at my local dealer in Iowa for their inventory. I think 6 of them, and only 1 was spoken for. Yeah, but you have to be careful. I mean, do they actually have them? Are they physically there on the lot, or are they allocated to that dealership in the build phase? And it could be 6 months before they ever show up. You actually have to verify, and by the way, this is a good way to do it. If you're contacting a dealer, telling them you want the 2024, make sure that they physically have the truck and that they're not just getting one at some point, because they'll take your money as a deposit and then tell you it's 6 months out or something. I mean, it's insane, right? Christopher, it's a 2024 for sale, TRD Sport, $50,978. Let's just call it what it is. It's $51,000 for a TRD Sport. That's insane, man. Chris, sent you info too on Instagram. Yeah, I'll check it out. I'll check it out once I'm off of here. But let me. I'm gonna flip this around. I'm gonna pull this up. It should be saved on my screen. Hopefully, there it is. Oh, and it shows me still talking at the bottom. Well, that's cool. I'm gonna flip this around and show you what it is. It is an SR5. This is not what I would get because it is not the hybrid. So it's the 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. It is an automatic, and it looks to be just a double cab short bed, no long bed on it, but it's got some accenting on it. And this is what I really like. I don't know that this is new though. Here, take a look. Let me show you. Let me flip it around. Not sure how well it's going to show up. That shows up pretty good, actually. You can see the bronze wheels. You can see the bronze lettering in the grille. I don't know if it has any bronze work anywhere else, like maybe in the tailgate, you know, back here in the back with the Tacoma lettering. That could be bronze as well. And you know, I never thought about doing bronze back there, but that might look pretty slick on this truck. And then put a TRD skid plate, if you still can, and actually have bronze lettering down there for the TRD stuff. I don't know. Now, in case you're wondering, this looks a heck of a lot like a 2023. And you know what? The more I look at it, I think this dealer's being a little devious. I don't think this is a 2024. Look at this. Look at this truck. This is not a 2024. And you can see it's advertised. 2024 Tacoma SR5. And look at the grille on it. You know, I mentioned the grille, but I didn't even look at the grille. Look at the lights, the fog lights. This is a 2023. What the hell? They are actually false advertising the picture of this truck. You know, literally, I just realized that right now with you guys. That is not a 2024. Maybe that's why I liked it so much, you know, when it popped up, because it's got the same lights on there as the 2023. That is a 2023. What the hell, man? They are actually misleading in their advertising, showing. And you can see it. It's right there, right? I'm not putting this out. And this is on Toyota's inventory search, right? This is not a dealership or anything like that. So they are actually showing on Toyota a 2023 listed as a 2024, and it says sale pending. I don't know how that works out. I don't know how that works out. How can they be advertising a 2023 as a 2024, and it's Toyota themselves? Well, that leads to the conspiracy theories out there, doesn't it? They show this off as a 2024, and it is not. Wow, I am really kind of shocked at that. Maybe I shouldn't be. Let me get you guys back up. I'm curious to see the comments, what you guys have to say about it. Let's see. Let me arrow down a little bit here. Greg McMillan, yeah, that ain't a 2024. You guys probably caught that before I did, didn't you? I was so enamored with the look of the truck, I didn't pay any attention to the design of the truck, I guess. Greg H says, that is a third gen. I agree with you. I agree with you. And you know, again, I didn't even realize it until right now. So imagine if I was somebody out there all gung-ho to pick up a 2024 and I saw that, called the dealer, put down my money, because it does show what dealer it's at, right? Put down my money as a deposit thinking that's the truck I'm going to get, and then it shows up and it's completely different and it's a 2024. Wow, that's amazing to me, man. Let's see. Christopher says it's a 2023 Trail Edition. Yes, it is, because of the bronze and all that stuff on it. It is. They're showing a Trail Edition as a 2024 SR5. Wow. I wonder if you went in there and you demanded that they honor the SR5 pricing on a 2023, because it'd even be cheaper, right? As a 2023 Trail Hunter. You know they wouldn't do it. Yeah, people would say, oh, they have to. Yeah, well, you can go to court and spend thousands and try to get them to do it. Good luck. Let's see. Greg Morris says, LOL, as soon as you showed us the picture, we all knew it was a 2023. Anyone who has been watching the 2024 knows the difference. Well, apparently not me, but you're right. You're right. I admit it. Christopher says, comes with bronze wheels and lettering, Trail Edition 2023. Yes, I agree with you. That's what it is. But again, I mean, and I wonder, you know what? That's not the only one that they list. Let's see. Let's go back. Let's look at another one. Now, see here, they have a TRD Sport listed, and it shows sale pending, and this is a 2024. I mean, it's obvious, right? You can tell by the design of the front end and all that. My bad. So I don't know. They just threw one in there on me, and I bid it. I bid on it. Hook and sinker, man. I'm looking to see. Here's another one. No, those are 2024s. It doesn't look like they've tried to pull it. Let's look. There is an SR on here listed, and it is. This is another one. Wow, check this out. Check this out. This is listed as a 2024 Tacoma. Oh no, this is another SR5. Well, this is another one. They have two shown that look the same. The one I showed you, and then the second truck that they list, I'll show you here in a second as soon as I get it up here so you can see it. The second one that they list on the site is right here, and it's listed as a 2024 Tacoma SR5. Obviously, it is not. It is a 2023 Trail Edition. Wow, so they did that, and they did it again. Here is a 2024 Tacoma SR. Same thing. Check this out. You can see it. I'm not making it up. It's right in front of you. 2024 Tacoma SR, and obviously that is a 2023, and it's an access cab. Wow, they're screwing us all over the place, man. So you can't, this is Toyota's inventory. This is not a dealership. So you can't even blame it on a dealership trying to pull a fast one on us, right? These are actually 2023s being listed by Toyota as 2024s. Wow. Let's see. Comes with bronze, Christopher, Greg McMillan. Could be a typo. Maybe they meant to type 2023 twice on two different models. I don't know. Maybe. Road Taco. It's all good, Rob. Yeah, well, I'm human, right? I made a mistake. I admit it. Let's see. David O'Donnell. Rob, what do you think about Baxter spin on oil filter for 2023? I've never had it. I don't know anything about it, so I can't really comment on it because I just don't know. Wait a minute. We have a $6.99 super chat from Greg McMillan. Here's a coffee on me, Rob. Hey, bud, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I don't drink coffee, but I do drink the green nectar and sweet tea, so I will use it for that. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Let's see. But then again, well, where are we at? Rob, what do you think? Greg. But then again, it had the 2024 engine listed. Yeah, they're all screwed up. Maybe they're so screwed up over at Toyota, they don't even know what they're doing. I'm not sure. Harry David Carpenter. Hi, Rob. How do you feel about the Solar Octane Red? Is that a color you would consider? Absolutely. You know, my top three colors are probably Voodoo Blue will always be number one. That Solar Octane, probably number two, maybe close in there with... what's the other? Barcelona Red. They're not, I don't think they're offering a Barcelona Red in the 2024, but I really do dig that color too. I've had one. Of course, I do love the Electric Lime, but I'm going to rank that as probably fourth in my pecking order of best colors, I think, for the 2024. For the 2023, it's that one. Unless it were Voodoo Blue. Voodoo Blue is my all-time, any year. Love that color. Moto and trucks, they probably just don't have the updated pictures with the new body style. They do. I showed you. They have pictures. And it's Toyota. What do you mean? How can they not have the pictures of the updated body style? Of course they do. Dennis Dupere, sorry, I tried. My Toyota dealership in Mid-Coast, Maine still hasn't been allotted a 2024 Tacoma yet. Still waiting to see one in person in Pine Tree State. I don't think anybody, there's a handful that have. I mean, obviously the one that you've seen out there, the gray one and the one that Chris has mentioned in here. So they're starting to show up and I'm seeing the numbers start to grow. You know, when I did a radius of, I think 250 miles, maybe it was 500 miles, it was 99 plus 2024 Tacomas that show up on Toyota's website. Of course, how many of those are really 2023s? You know, we don't know, unless you know the body style. Road Taco, somewhere in fine print, probably states image may vary. Oh, I'm sure it does. It's always CYA, baby. You always got to cover your own arse. You know that, right? Stephen S., do you recommend rust-proofing your Tacomas? You know, this is a controversial subject, I think. I've never done it on any vehicle, I don't think, ever. And I used to live up north in Ohio where they salted the heck out of the roads in the wintertime. So I know what brine and salt and all that does to vehicles, but I would only spend the money on that probably if you're planning to keep it for a long time. I mean, like it's lifetime, you know? Otherwise, you're going to spend a lot of money and have a heck of a mess under there. And you're going to trade it off in 2 or 3 years. I mean, honestly, when you take it into the dealership to trade it off, they're not going to care if it's rust-proofed or not. They're not going to give you more money because you tell them you paid to have that rust-proof. So that's kind of my gauge. I don't keep them forever, 2-3 years. If I'm lucky, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't spend the money. It's like aftermarket warranties, right? I mean, I have bought one aftermarket warranty on a Porsche I had, or Porsche, if you're more refined, years ago. And I didn't need it. It was prorated, thankfully. I think it cost me $1,500. I kept the car for about a year and a half, and then I traded it in, and I did get a prorated amount back. So that did work out well for me as far as that goes. But that's the only time I've ever done it. I never needed it. And honestly, I kicked myself for doing it at all. I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. But that's, you got to do what you're comfortable with, right? I mean, I'm not spending your money. Let's see. Greg McMillan, come on, Blue Crush Metallic. I like that one, but it's not, it's not in my top 4. maybe it's number 5. I don't know. Black is also a great color for any vehicle, but it's just such a pain to keep scratch free and clean, right? White's probably the best, which is ironic, I think. You buy a white truck and it always looks the cleanest, but it's white. Stormtrooper look is pretty cool for the Tacoma too, by the way. The black and white theme, I do dig that. Let's see, Moto and Trucks. Have you noticed any improvements on the number of views you're getting on the Prius channel? Your views are really low on that channel. Well, thanks very much. It is increasing. You know, YouTube is a funny animal. If you are going to jump on YouTube and think you're going to get billions of views, all of us, tens of thousands of views right away, you're nuts. That's not to say it doesn't happen, but for the average Joe, it does not happen. It takes time. You have to build an audience. For me, that car on that channel is brand new. The car itself is relatively brand new, so the audience out there that's interested in it has to grow as well. And then that smaller portion of that has to be people that are interested in watching YouTube videos. And then even smaller than that has to be people that are interested in watching my YouTube videos. And on and on and on until you get to that core, right? So it's like any other channel. I mean, when I started this channel, it had no subscribers, right? Now I have 40,000, pushing 40,500. It's taken, I think I'm in my 6th year, something like that. So do the math, that's what it is. Now, again, not to say it can't take a huge leap. It can, it does, but it's not common, not common. Let's see. Harry David Carpenter. I'm not a fan of the little holes they drill in the body to spray the rust deterrent underneath. I live in Ontario. I forgot about that. That's another reason not to do it. I mean, in order to protect the car, you're going to make the car more vulnerable. Because once they drill the holes, they've got exposed metal. They need to make sure it's treated properly and there's no moisture on it or in it. No, it's. I wouldn't want anybody drilling. You know, I had a vendor contact me, a company, recently. They were pitching a light up Tacoma. I'll show you guys. It's a Tacoma letter light up kit, but they provide the letters and everything. And what I'm talking about is right back here. This kit comes with letters that you put in the slots just like this. And then they have wires that go through the gate, and then you connect them into your brake light so that when you hit the brakes, they light up. Now, it's a fantastic idea. I love it. But there's one problem. You have to drill a hole through every letter, behind every letter in your tailgate, run a wire through, and then somehow get the wire from the tailgate to the brake light so that they activate when you push on the brake light. I'm not drilling, let's see, Tacoma. I'm not drilling 6 holes, and you better get them in the right place the first time, or you're gonna drill more. But I'm not drilling 6 holes in my tailgate just to run wires so that when I hit the brake, the letters light up. You know, I'm not gonna do that, so no thank you. Let's see, Chad Kranatz just came on, one of my 2 channel members. Hey, Chad, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you here. By the way, if you're not a channel member and you want to be a channel member, there's a join button right on the first page below the banner, I think. Click that. It will tell you what it is and all that good stuff. And I do appreciate it very much. I hope you're having a good day, Chad. The other member, by the way, and you can see Chad's name is lit up. That's why it's lit up, because he's a channel member. The other is Wee Fergie. He's also a channel member. You may see him pop in. I don't know. Let's see. Where am I? Rusty Deterrent. Greg McMillan. Hey, Harry, I'm in Ontario, too. I've been to Ontario. Met my wife in Toronto. She's from Winnipeg. So a little Canadian connection there myself. Born in Winnipeg, and I met her when she lived in Toronto. Went there, I don't know, 3-4 times, something like that. Awesome city, reminded me of like a mini New York, you know. Let's see. Chad once again says, howdy, Rob, what's up? M. Jones, Harry, that crown you are referring to, awesome product. They can drill more holes in mine any day. 6 years old, and it nearly looks new underneath. So you've had that thing for 6 years. It's a Ford, isn't it? Aren't you driving a Ford right now, Mark? Dunais. I don't understand why dealers are advertising 2024 Tacomas and ask us for test drive appointments if they don't have them. Or they have many Tacomas already here in Los Angeles, or they have many Tacomas already, question mark, here in Los Angeles, California. Yeah, I mean, it's all a canned screen, right? Everything is set up, and when you go in, they're just gonna run you through the paces of all the information. Of course, you'll schedule a test drive, and then someone's gonna call you and say, well, you can't take a test drive because we don't actually have any. But would you like to put a deposit down on a new one? We've got some coming. Can't tell you when they're gonna be here, what trim you're gonna get, but you know. Harry David Carpenter, 10-4, M. Jones. That means yes in trucker talk. Gary Exley, are you going to put in the full-size spare tire kit in the Prius so you can travel with no worries? I probably wouldn't do a full-size. Well, I shouldn't say that. I really haven't decided what I'm going to do yet because my plans are always evolving with what I'm going to be taking on this trip. I'll get into that a little bit later in a different, maybe a different live stream or something, but there's another avenue, another means of mobility I might utilize now. Harry David Carpenter, howdy Hoosiers, Hosers, Hosers, yeah, the Great White North. Chad Kranatz give a thumbs up. Thank you, Chad. And that's right. If you're on here, we got 40, what do we have on here? 46 people and only 16 people like it. Hit that thumbs up, man. It helps, I don't know, helps with something. Makes me feel better anyway. Harry David Carpenter, my favorite, excuse me, of your top mods is a screen protector. I'm so glad you suggested that to us. I love it. Yeah, and it's great. It not only makes the screen look better, and I really think it does, it protects the screen. And it also keeps all those little fingerprints and stuff off of there. They're there, I'm sure, but you can't see them. And I dig that. I think it's pretty cool, man. Moto and trucks. What's your next big mod for the Jeep and Tacoma? Well, for the Jeep, it's easy. You know, I don't have that many mods on the Jeep, so there's a lot to choose from right there. That's got to go. And we're going to put some sort of mid bumper. I don't know what you call it. It's like not a stubby, but not a full bumper. It's kind of a mid bumper. I'm going to go with something like that on there. I haven't decided exactly what yet, and then probably something on the rear as well. As far as the Tacoma here goes, I have the Highline bumper on here. That's the body armor bumper. Not sponsored. I don't know why. I talk about it all the time. But in the rear, I would like to do something back here too. I would like to get rid of the stocker. I mean, it doesn't look bad or anything, but I would like it to match the front. And what I really want is something tubular. I would like to see maybe a couple of tubes down the side, maybe one in the middle, a couple of more off, something like that. I don't know. But I do want something tubular back there. I think that would be pretty cool looking. And I think that would kind of go along with the theme, if you will, or the appearance of the Highline bumper up here in the front. You know, you have this hoop or tube or whatever you want to call it across the top. I think that would tie it all together. And I would want the same kind of material, you know, this same kind of look with the same kind of finish. Otherwise, you know, you go with something shiny or satin or whatever, and it would look like not so good. So that's the next big thing that I'm looking for the Tacoma. I keep going back and forth on a lift. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. It kind of really depends on when I actually think I'm going to be able to put my hands on a 2024. I don't know yet, man. Harry David Carpenter, would you ever consider excuse me, mounting your spare in the bed Baja style? You need to go back and look at some old videos. I've done a lot of things with spare tires in the Tacoma. I've had them mounted high, mounted low, had them mounted on bed racks, had them mounted to the front. I've done a lot with that. So if you just search RobMotive tire or spare tire on the channel, you'll find a lot of different things I've done with the spare tire for sure. Daniel, hey Rob, were you going to add the roof rack back on your Tacoma? I sold the roof rack. Now, that roof rack is, no, I didn't. I left it on the last truck. And the answer is yes. That's one of the big things I've been thinking about recently is doing some kind of a rack on there and then maybe dumping the pod lights across the top and doing some kind of diode dynamics LED bar or something. I haven't decided yet, but that's in the early planning stages for me. And the answer is definitely. I'm most likely gonna do that. Don't know that I'd go with the Prinsu though. There's nothing wrong with the Prinsu rack, but I think I might like to try something else, something different, you know? Daniel, hey Rob, were you going to add, oh, I just read that. David O'Donnell, Rob, you're saying you still put up with the stock canister oil filter. Do you like work for that company or something? I mean, it's not that big of a deal to me. It's not like I'm underneath the Tacoma screwing with the oil filter constantly. You know, it's what, once every 5,000 miles, 10,000 if you go by Toyota's rating. So put up with it. It doesn't really make any difference at all to me. It's like saying, do you put up with the left turn signal? Well, yeah, I mean, it blinks. I use it. It's not a big deal. So anyway, I mean, if that's important to you, don't get me wrong. I mean, if that's something that's important to you and it bugs you, then you should change it. To me, it's kind of irrelevant. It's something that if I had sitting in the garage and I was changing the oil and it was right beside me and I wanted to put it on, I'd try it. Or if the company, wanted to send me one and sponsor me to do it, sure, I'd try it out and let you guys know what I think. Could be garbage. I don't know. I've never had one like that. The only thing I've ever done when it comes to making oil changes easier, I don't know that does. Well, yeah, I would think it does, is the Fumato, I think I'm pronouncing that right, drain valve. It's a valve that replaces the plug. You screw it in and then it just has a lever on it. You open the lever and the oil flows out. You can put a tube on the end of it so you can direct the oil wherever you want. I've had a couple of those a while back on a couple of the different vehicles, and it is an awesome product. Love that product. I'm not sure if they have one for the Tacoma though. Seems to me I looked a while back and I could not find one. So, but that's one of the best oil related mods that I've had. Nothing like a little green nectar to get your blood flowing, right? Gary H. I'm thinking of going with the Highline bumper. Do you have any problems with the safety sensor in the grill? No. I mean, if you look at the angle, that safety sensor is up here, and the grill, or the tube, because I assume that's what you're talking about, is down here. So it's well below. It is not in the way. It doesn't pick that up. I've had no issues. And this is my second Highline bumper on a Tacoma that has that's lovely TSS system. So no, I've never had any trouble with it. No issues whatsoever. And I love it. I think it's great. The only thing to doing that install is when you cut that piece right across the top, in front of the grill, be careful. Measure 15 times. You can't put the material back on, but you can always take more off, right? So be careful. Have somebody else do it for you if you don't think you can. I mean, it's that important. The rest of it's a piece of cake, man. Donays, any video from you about which one is better, the Tacomas or Tundra, talking about prices and trim? No. They're two different animals, man. The Tacoma is a mid-sized, smaller truck, less power, designed for different things. The Tundra is a big truck, lots of room, more powerful, about the same gas mileage, I think, as the 2024. So there's no comparison there, really. You can only state what one is as compared to the other, and then personally what you need or want in a truck. That's what makes the difference. I mean, if you have a family, I know somebody, Tim, I don't know if he's on here, probably not. He's probably working somewhere, but up in Canada, who recently bought a Tundra, traded off his Tacoma, and he did it because he has a family and he needs the room. His daughters and son, I think he has a son as well, yes, are getting bigger. They're little kids. There's not a lot of room in the back of the Tacoma, particularly once you throw a couple car seats in there. And then you have to screw with that whenever you want to put something or someone else in. So he went with a Tundra, and I'm sure it's working out great for him. They're just cavernous inside, right? So no, that's not a fair comparison. It's just two different trucks, I think. Now, if you're comparing, say, a Tacoma to I don't know, a Chevy Colorado or something, well, now that's a more fair comparison because they're both mid-sized trucks, right? Anyway, it's about time to get off. I've been on here for 35 minutes. I plan to be on here for about 15, so we're gonna cut it off right here. I don't know what Toyota's doing, you know, looking on the web with what they're showing as 2024 trucks that are 2023, it makes no sense to me. It makes me pretty reluctant to trust what they have out there, even on their own inventory site. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to get off here. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their Wednesday hump day. If you've not subscribed, please smash that subscribe button. If you have any interest in joining the channel, becoming a member, excuse me, please click the join thing. It won't automatically join you or anything, but you'll be able to see what it is and all that stuff, and then you can decide yes, no, maybe, I don't know, whatever. Again, want to mention Chad Kranatz and Wee Fergie, 2 members on the channel. Thanks, everybody. Have a safe day, and we'll see you next time on the web. Bye.